Hello, viewers. You're welcome to the Betong Show. Today is going to be an amazing day because my guest is an amazing guest. She's going to share with us about herself and what she's all about. And guess what? She's all about information, education. So stay tuned as I bring to you Pirjo Suhonen, the founder and CEO of AloFinland. So, guys, stay tuned.
Everybody! Oh, a show you need to know. The Betong is that show. Efficient marketing, your networking, motivation. Everybody, come you all. The Betong is that show.
Yeah, welcome.
Wonderful. Hey, thanks a lot. That was a wonderful introduction. So, hi,
Okay.
my name is Pirjo, and I'm the proud founder of AloFinland. Alo is Latin and it means educate, feed, nurture, because life is learning and school is for life. So that's
Talking
my
about,
motto.
talking about Hello Finland. Let's just get a little bit of like information about it, now.
Teachers are definitely the key behind excellence and equity in education. I mean, what parents want for their children is not just academically strong achievers, but they want their kids to be happy and healthy, who have the whole package to succeed really well in life. So if you're a school owner or administrator, you want to give the parents what they want for their kids. It's not only the right thing to do, but it's the clever thing to do. Hi, I'm Pirjo Suhonen, the founder of AloFinland, which is offering digital teacher training on Finnish education. Through the AloFinland courses, the teachers will be learning with and from Finnish educators who are considered the best in the world. I often hear the argument that Finnish education cannot work elsewhere. Nonsense. I mean, obviously, there is no copy-paste option. However, there are plenty of practical examples and principles that can be applied anywhere you go. Education should be, it already is, but it could be even more global than it is nowadays. It would be silly not to learn from each other. The choice is yours. Do you want future test takers or change makers, risk takers, innovators? Invest in teachers and the rest will follow.
Invest in teachers and the rest will follow. Wow, what a strong statement to make.
Thank you. Teachers are definitely the key in
Yeah.
any education system. I mean, Finland should be proud of them. And I always say that look after your teachers, they look after your kids. It's the best investment you can make. And I mean, education, it shouldn't be only on the shoulders of teachers. It's the whole of society's problem, responsibility, and the privilege. So invest in education because it will pay dividends for all. And if you don't, be ready to living an uncivilized society in the end. So it's your choice, basically.
Yeah, it's your choice. I love that. But before we even go like deeper to Hello Finland and how you get started with it, just want to go deeper a little bit about you. Like, I know you mentioned about yourself, like the founder of Hello Finland. Many people have watched the video, but I want to go a little bit backward. Like you, Pirjo Suhonen, when she was 20 years old, so
Yeah, that's like 100 years ago.
yeah, so how can you compare yourself 20 years when you were 20 years old and now?
But now and then, well, when you're 20, you're very brave and you are immortal. You kind of a little bit maybe naive in certain things, but at the same time, I raise my hat to my 20-year-old self because when I was 20, I did my A levels when I was 19. Then I went to mid Finland for a year, and there I met my flatmates. She had lived most of her life in Africa, by the way, and
Wow.
then the other one, she had been somewhere abroad anyway, and that just made me think that I want to go abroad. So after that, when I was 20, I went to London. I thought that I'm just gonna stay there for a year or so, but ended up staying for 3 years. And
Okay.
I mean, it's a cool place to be when you're 20 something. Now I find London, it's lovely for a weekend, but a bit longer. I'm a country pumpkin in the end. I'm a Finnish lady, so I'm happy
Okay.
here.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's come back now to AloFinland. You know, what is it all about? What is AloFinland all about, and how did you come about it? Like, where were you, or what happened? That you decided to start
Where did I
exporting.
get the? Yeah,
Can you get me?
sorry.
Can you?
Yeah, it broke a little bit, but I got you. What is
Okay.
the why? What was the birth story of Alo Finland? I used to
Yeah.
teach in Brussels in European school, and our neighbor was the king, so it was in a very nice neighborhood too. And it's a huge school. I think currently they have maybe 3,000 children all over Europe. It's basically for NATO diplomats and EU families. And I was the only Finnish teacher there. And all the teachers, they kept asking, and the parents too, that what is the secret? Secret, why is Finnish education so successful? And my response was always like, I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it. I'm kind of born with it. So it was difficult to tell. So I started to dig in deeper, and I also took some teachers to visit the schools in Finland, and it was one of them who is now a principal in a very innovative school in back in Ireland, and he just said that it's really quite expensive to come all the way to Finland, stay in hotels, and eat out, etc. Plus, it's difficult to find schools because a lot of them has closed their doors already before COVID-19 because there has been thousands of visitors since after the first PISA results. So he tossed the ball to me that why don't you create an online courses, digital visits to Finnish schools and explain the national curriculum. And my response was of course like, yeah, right. And here we are. I started to think about it. It's actually a really good idea. And so far so good. I've enjoyed the learning journey.
Wow, wow, that's awesome. So, can you give us a little bit, like, what is the vision of Hello Finland, and your mission, the mission and vision? Like, what actually do you want to achieve with this whole exporting or online education, and so on and so forth?
I think it's several things. When I started, it was because so many teachers wanted to find out about Finnish education. I thought that, well, let's give it to them. Let's give a scalable, affordable visits to Finnish schools and a little bit of theory, but more about practical ways how to implement it in schools and classrooms wherever you go. Because there are plenty of things that can be implemented, India, Africa, wherever. And I think the main thing is I'm passionate about entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs are they are normally full of sisu, which is the determination and grit, and also innovative powers. If you don't have anything new to offer, you are not going to succeed as an entrepreneur, I believe. And so those things, and my mission statement is cultivating curiosity, creativity, and future innovators. I mean, already COVID-19 has showed to us that we can't stick to old science, and I'm amazed how quickly the scientists have come up with the vaccination. I mean, if
Yeah,
we didn't have the out of the box thinkers and clever scientists, it's we wouldn't have it now. So many reasons, and also teachers. I mean, there are in too many countries. If you take, for instance, US, a lot of teachers say that they sort of hold they're not holding their head high like teachers in Finland and say it boldly that I'm a teacher. You still got the respect and the status to go with the not the masses, not the huge salary, but a salary that you can actually live on and do that job until retirement age. But in some countries, you end up doing 2 to 3 jobs
Yeah.
because the teacher's salary isn't enough. And so I also want to promote the teacher's role in education, that you should really invest in them if you want any innovation to happen.
Okay, so talking about investing in teachers, because the adverts you mentioned like invest in teachers, and the rest will follow. So I just want to know like what are some services? What are your services? What services do you provide the at Alo Finland?
There are 5 different courses at the moment, and the feedback has been ever so good. Good. I've been really. I haven't even asked for some of the feedback, and there were a couple of teachers from India, and they posted their certificate on LinkedIn and said that they really help them
Wow.
their professional growth. So that's the best feedback you can get. And the courses are 21st century learning and competencies, AI gamified maths, and coding and collaboration lessons. I call it the Finnish double flip. Playfully in the US they flip it once. In Finland we flip it twice because we can.
Okay.
And and one of the is environmental education, ever so important, and the play, creativity, fun, and active learning. I think I mentioned them all. Hopefully, I did. Oh, preschool and early learning.
Okay. So apart from that, do you provide others like are there some things that you add to that? For example, let's say what if say like a student want to get an experience kind of like maybe living in Finland? Do you kind of like provide some services for that for them as well towards that direction?
A lot of people have asked that, and it's not out of the question, but at the moment, it's not happening because of COVID-19. Not even parents, Finnish parents, can go to schools. So that's why, in a sense, I never thought about it when I was creating these online visits to schools that COVID-19 would happen. That this is the best that there is currently, that if they want to learn from Finnish schools and classrooms and Finnish way of teaching and learning. So, but yes, I'm more than happy to organize visits also. But then that's a bit more time consuming and needs a bit more planning and prepping.
Okay. Guys, we are here with Pirjo Suhonen, the founder of AloFinland, and she's all about educating teachers, empowering them with information that would change their lives forever. And after the break, I'm going to ask her more about her business model. So after
Ui.
Hi, my name is Reggie Rusan. My company is Simple Tech Solution. We help companies become GDPR compliant. GDPR stands for the General Data Protection Regulation, which took effect this year in May. I have a Finnish business partner that speaks Swedish, so we are able to provide services in Finnish, Swedish, and in English, so we cover the Finnish population quite well. I started my company here because I had spent 30 years in the corporate world, and when I moved to Finland, I decided I wanted a different challenge. Investigated starting a business and found that it was quite easy to do so. It's well documented, and you can get lots of good expertise and advice from the Finnish entrepreneurs societies.
Hello, Finland.
Hello, I know Richie. He's a super lovely man.
He's an awesome guy, and she's
He
doing
is.
a lot, here in Finland as well.
Seems
So
like it.
before the break, I was supposed to ask you about your business model. Like
Okay.
how do you go about this?
How does it work? Well, as
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier, I wanted to create online courses that scale well. That's what this is why I used MOOCs, massive open online courses, because they scale really well. So I can pretty easily organize courses for either just smaller schools or school chains, or even whole cities with different schools. So it's pretty easy with the platforms I'm using at the moment. It's a really good platform also. It's a Finnish one based on AI, and it's easy to use. It's user friendly. So the business model is that I sell the licenses. The Normally the minimum amount of teachers is 10 teachers, and then they get the permit to study, and then they also get a online certificate afterwards.
Okay, okay. I went through your stuff online. Since you are online person, you are a digital educational technology person. So you said in your write up that that education is a powerful way to empower individuals, and the society. And we're going to have a conversation about this because a lot of people think that charity is the way to empower people or to take them away from difficult situations. But you think information through education is something that is going to not only impact an individual but the whole society and change their entire future. So now my question is for you, to you is, how can you actually what will you say to a society where the thing getting charity is the only way out to sustain themselves for the future?
Um, that's a great question. I um, I quite often hear the argument that Finland has got a good education because we have the money for it, which is quite the opposite way. In the 70s, when Finland was super poor, we really suffered from many reasons, the war and the rest of it, and we don't have many natural resources to rely on. The politicians decided to invest in education, and especially teachers. All teachers had to have master's education, and they got rid of the inspectors also. And it wasn't like, let's do it today and miracle will happen tomorrow. It's been a long-term investment that we
Oh,
are up to this point now. And it's also it's about the average what Finland spends on education nowadays, but we just use the money rightly. And I always say that first came investment into education, then came the clever people who made the innovations, and then we got out from the poverty into prosperity. And now it's a bit more sustainable, but of course, we need to pay attention to it that we don't go cutting because of COVID-19, that we don't go cutting from education because it will show in learning results eventually. So it will, of course, it comes out from the taxpayers' pocket. But I also say that Finland is a fairly safe, not just innovative country. We ranked many years in a row that we are one of the most innovative countries in the whole world, but it's also one of the safest. If your neighbor has got some sort of what is it, way out of poverty and some sort of a future, light at the end of the tunnel, that then they don't have to start stealing to turn into crime, for instance. So it's a bit like buying an insurance for yourself. So you're not just doing it for others, but you're doing it for the whole society and for your own well-being and your kids' well-being now
yeah,
and in the future.
yeah, I totally agree with that. There, like my community where I come from, I can say, like studying, or my teachers didn't actually have enough education or knowledge to actually educate me based on what I want to achieve in life, or to make me understand what I can really do in life. So,
Yeah.
say a teacher is not well equipped with the techniques, or to educate someone else, then it means, um, not no matter what they do, no matter how they do it, the students will never get the impact in the future. Like, it won't be sustainable at all in the future.
Indeed,
Yeah,
indeed.
this takes me to my next question. Still from your write-up, you said, you believe on lifelong learning and enjoy experimenting with innovative teaching and learning process. So, can you share some of the innovative teaching process that you're talking about?
Innovative teaching.
Yeah.
For instance, the Finnish double flip. This it actually it started small, but it grew like a snowball in a very positive way. I never expected it to become that big. They were these the new national curriculum in Finland. It says that all schools should be teaching the basics of coding now also, and most of the teachers panic that how on earth I'm going to teach coding because I have no idea what it is. So I thought that, well, basics of coding is fairly simple. So I went to teach this one class just to give an example that this is how it could look like. And then the rest of the school, all of the classes, they wanted me to come in. And I was just like, well, what's the point for me to go in there? That coding is collaboration. And collaboration and communication, they are all part of national curriculum. We should be teaching those competencies. And so I tossed the ball for the class. You know it now, you know the basics. I leave you the lesson plan. When they play writings on the chalkboard, you go and do it. That I'm
Wow.
sure you can. They took the ball and they taught the whole school, and this isn't a small school, it's a big school, including their teachers, their principal, and then couple of the nearby schools, they did a bicycle trip to coding lessons, and then they became so famous that the local entrepreneurs ended up having a coding lesson with them, including the local mayor, who apparently isn't too bad at coding.
Wow.
So this is what I call innovation in education. It used to be a little bit hurtful when, don't get me wrong, I love technology, but technology on its own, I don't want to see the future where kids are in front of screens. We need the AI to meet EI,
Yeah.
emotional intelligence. There needs to be the human connection. Only a human being can give you those aspirations, not just academic skills, but aspirations, so that you can go and be the best version of yourself. So, so this is what I mean, that sometimes you just have to improvise a little bit, and when you see that the kids can do this, then push them a little bit further, and they can really take it a lot further. And that also made the teacher change her way of teaching. So now she's tossing the ball more. I mean, teachers still need to teach, but they can take the facilitator's role sometimes too.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. Now, I know there are like other solutions out there, like educate solutions out there in the market, online courses, to educate or empower teachers. So
Yeah.
tell us, how different are you? Why should teachers come to you? Why should they even like trust that they can get the result you promise?
Oh dear, that's a biggie one again. Um, I always say that a lot of countries are looking for an alternative. There is a lot of standardized testing in many countries, which I, and not just I, but many other educators believe that that will lead into not out of the box thinkers, but inside the box thinkers. That it's more about memorization rather than applied knowledge and real creativity and the rest of it. So I often say that. Finland could be the one who's offering that that alternative, since we don't have any standardized tests. Only standardized test we have is the A levels and then U19. We don't have them in primary like in the UK, and yet we do really well in PISA, Pearls, and TIMS. So you don't have to test and prep kids for tests to get good test results. You can get the other ways also. So in that sense, there's enough evidence that Finnish way is doing okay. Those courses are not just my ideas. I went to different schools and interviewed many teachers, principals, and children too, and also tried to really show that a little bit of theory that what are the new new biggest changes in the national curriculum, like the phenomenal learning and 21st century competencies, but more about the theory. I wanted to show them with plenty of photos, videos, interviews, that how does it look like? How do they make it happen in those schools? And this, like the coding lesson, when I took the teachers from Brussels in that EU school to visit the schools, they went to see that coding lesson. So instead of seeing that live, I took a video of it. Exactly the same thing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Now, um, your your activities are international, like diverse and inclusive. So how do you manage to interact with the multicultural, like different nationalities, different cultures? How do you manage to go about that?
I love it actually. I mean, I think life is already global. It's a tiny ball. I mean, COVID-19 has showed us in a nasty way how close we are together and how quickly it went round the world. It's amazing. So, but on a positive note, I think global learning should be more global. It already is, but it could be more global than it is nowadays. And there's like the MOOC platforms, they offer an easy opportunity for it. And how did I do it? Because I'm passionate about it. I always enjoy traveling. I went to India when I was 21 or something,
Wow.
and London when I was 20. I've always traveled. I went to Cuba. I wanted to see Cuba when Fidel Castro was still in power, and there's so much to learn. In the end, we are very much alike, but at the same time, there's so many beautiful, different things happening in all over the world, and um, and yeah, I guess just being curious and just being me. I always say that when you network, be the unique you, because there's only one of you, and that's what makes you special and different. If you try to copy someone, it's just boring and it will show. There will be those, yes, indeed, there will be those little cracks in the story, and that makes you not trustworthy because why are you doing that? Why are you not being yourself when you
Yeah,
can?
yeah, of course, exactly. And now some people are looking at you, or some people might be listening to you right now. They are thinking in your mind like, "Wow, things this is so easy. She's like killing it. She's like, I mean, she's on top of her game." Can you share with us? Because I think it wasn't that always easy in the past. So can you share with us your challenges that you went through in the course of building this empire that you are enjoying, now?
I wouldn't call it empire yet, but thank you for those words. Uh, uh, I really hope that someone would think that. I still don't think that way. But what is it? Oh, there's been so many challenges. It's unreal. But I already mentioned the word sisu. I always thought that. Well, I always thought that life is a risk, but it's a risk worth taking. Same applies to anything you do in life, whether you end up taking a challenging job or you decide to be an entrepreneur. There's always challenges in the world. I mean, so far I missed the big EU thing because of Brexit, and now COVID-19 came, and I had some fabulous teachers and schools from India, and it was just getting going there. But now India is really having a difficult time with COVID-19, so that came to a halt. But you just have to keep going, don't you? There's always something else behind the corner, and
Exactly.
yeah, it's rewarding, and it's also. I get inspired when I meet people. Well, a bit like you. If I wasn't doing my startup, I don't think I would have ever met you. Maybe with a bit of luck. Finland isn't so massive, but
Yeah,
still, I mean, we met up in some startup scene.
yeah.
I can't even remember where yet,
Slush,
but
slush side path.
gosh, yeah,
Also the three, the chambers of commerce, I think something like that. It was a,
must
yeah, yeah,
be.
yeah. So we
I
met twice.
just love the slush pass.
I keep it in mind. I always keep track of my networks. Like whenever I meet someone, I say, "Oh, this person is actually doing something good." I like keep track, and then we have your like pile up of business cards there on my table. I like just okay, I have to keep track of these people to get to know more what they are doing. Like what are they like following them online and getting to like updating myself on your day to day activities. Like what's happening with Pirjo this month, what I should be doing.
Yeah,
So you have
yeah.
people like me going through your stuff like without like peeping, you know. Yeah,
Good. I'm glad you do.
yeah. But now, after the short break, we're just gonna ask you some questions like like what will you tell your 20 years old, if say she stand in front of you now, what advice will you tell her? So
Oh
yeah.
dear. Or maybe I should turn it the other way around.
Yes, life in Tampere. I love Tampere so much. Tampere. Do you think Tampere is the best city in Finland? I think so.
No, it's Pori and Pori Asset.
Oh, Pori. Have you lived there before?
That's my hometown.
Yes, your hometown. Yeah, yeah. Oh, of course.
Pori Jazz, I'm so looking forward to it.
Okay, okay. So you say you want to turn the question the other way around. So it's okay. You can turn it the other way around.
Because sometimes I think that older you get, less risks you take.
Okay.
So maybe I should flip it around. And my 20-year-old me, the very ballsy and quite naive, maybe in many ways too, but immortal. I mean, when you're 20 something, you just don't die, do you? So
Yeah.
maybe she could come and kick my butt. That come on, keep going, girl. Life is short. Make the most of it
Like now
and
you're
enjoy
you're playing,
every second
now
of
you're
it.
playing to save. So probably you're 20 years old. Like 20 years you like when you were 20 years old would tell you now like come on, you're not playing it hard. You're too
Yeah,
slow.
yeah. Stop being on the comfort zone. Go out there.
Yeah. Viewers, we have all listened to what Pirio has mentioned here, and we can all see how enthusiastic she is, in helping people out there to get education, to empower them. She believes teachers should be like held like on high esteem. She believes we in most countries teachers are being considered as maybe not important in terms of the way they are being treated. So she decided to empower teachers, and doing that, she believes she's gonna impact a whole society. And she's right. I believe her when she says that. So, Pigo, I don't know if say you have some words to someone out there who is watching you right now, and maybe they are you're 20 when you were 20 years old or 25 years old, and now they are saying, okay, this is not real, or maybe they are going through something or trying to develop something for themselves, and maybe they are going through challenges, maybe the same challenges you went through. So based on your experience, what can you say to them now to elevate them, to motivate them to keep doing what they must do to get to their destination or to achieve their goals?
Challenges are part of life. Just deal with it, and keep going, and learn from your mistakes too. It's I think it's okay, or I think it's a must to say that, oh dear, I made a mistake, but that's okay. At least I didn't play it safe. I think most of the entrepreneurs, they made plenty of mistakes before they made it out there. And I also know that many successful entrepreneurs, they have had a lot of hardship before they got where they did. And also that hardship taught them how to be brave, bold, and full of sisu. So embrace challenges.
Yeah, embrace challenges. And guys, Pirjo, we have to let her go today. Maybe some other time we can bring her here to share more insight about what she's been up to. Maybe after COVID, of course, COVID is going to end, and maybe we can go back to normal life. Yeah,
Yes.
meeting people. I mean, I can't wait to hug people again. Right now you cannot. No, don't come closer to me. It's like new way to greet people
With
now.
the mask.
Yeah. Yeah, so Pirjo, thanks so much for coming here. And before you go, I just want to ask you, what do you think about the Betong Show?
I love it. You are such an inspiration, and you always put a smile on my face. So it was lovely to chat to you, and let's do this again soon,
Wow.
and hopefully in life.
Wow, awesome. Guys, thanks for watching, and please do share this content. I'm gonna put after this show, I'm gonna put the link of AloFinland to the description. You can go there and check what they're all about. And also, if you want to get to Pirjo, you can get to her as well on LinkedIn. She's always active. Whenever you send her a message, trust me, she'll get back to you as soon as possible. And she's such a lovely person. You have seen from how she speaks. I believe that connecting with her will not only inspire you, but it will inspire those around you. So thanks so much. Share this content, and all the best to you guys. And Pirjo, thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Teachers are definitely the key behind excellence and equity in education. What parents want for their children is not just academically strong achievers, but they want their kids to be happy and healthy, who have the whole package to succeed really well in life. So if you're a school owner or administrator, you want to give the parents what they want for their kids. It's not only the right thing to do, but it's the clever thing to do. Hi, I'm Pirjo Suhonen, the founder of AloFinland, which is offering digital teacher training on Finnish education. Through the AloFinland courses, the teachers will be learning with and from Finnish educators who are considered the best in the world. I often hear the argument that Finnish education cannot work elsewhere. Nonsense. Obviously, there is no copy-paste option. However, there are plenty of practical examples and principles that can be applied anywhere you go. Education should be, it already is, but it could be even more global than it is nowadays. It would be silly not to learn from each other. The choice is yours. Do you want future test takers or change makers, risk takers, innovators? Invest in teachers and the rest will follow.
Everybody! Oh, a show you need to know. Tout le monde! The Betong is that show. Efficient marketing, your networking, motivation. Everybody! Come you all! The Betong is that show.
For how long are you going to sit and wait? For how long do you want to share your success stories? Someone out there is waiting for that opportunity. Are you looking for an environment to share your success stories? To share your business ideas? What are you waiting for? The Betong Show is here to answer all your worries. The Betong Show is just toward business innovation, networking, education, and motivation. It creates an environment for business persons like you to share your business ideas and your success stories. The Betong Show creates awareness for business opportunities. It enables you to do proper networking and gain exposure in whatever you do. It creates an online presence and motivate others to keep doing what they love. Do you want to be left out? Follow the Betong Show live every week on Wednesdays and learn new innovative ideas that will make your business grow. Learn how to network properly and what it takes to become a successful business person. The Betong Show is here to change lives. It's here to change mindset. Don't be left out.
Efficient marketing, your networking, motivation, everybody.